That's Mike.
And that's Drew.
And this is David Jones.
Hi.
David Jones is a New Zealand-based YouTuber who uses his platform to share his love of a variety of board sports. From snowboarding to surfing, skateboarding to fingerboarding, David showcases his skills and creativity with a great sense of humor, and now has a following of 377,000 subscribers with over 65 million views. Be sure to check out his channel, David S. Jones, for new videos every week to get stoked on hopping on a board or maybe even creating one of your own. David, thanks so much for being on the podcast.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for that little introduction. That was nice.
Yeah, I can't take any credit. Drew writes all the intros.
Oh, okay.
You got some great content on your channel, man. I loved it. I love checking it out.
Thanks.
I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah, our job is really difficult, right? We have to watch YouTube videos of really fun, creative people. So it's terrible. That's the word.
Oh, that sounds rough, man.
All right, man. So you're New Zealand based. What's it like growing up in New Zealand?
It's I mean, I can't really compare it to anything else. I've lived here all my life, but I guess it's pretty chill. You know, there's just no. I mean, I think it's normal. I guess I grew up, went to school, and then now I'm just doing YouTube.
Yeah, I would say that's relatively normal in the sense. And so you got really interested in, board sports. In the beginning, it kind of looked like you were most interested from our perspective in snowboarding. How did that passion and relationship with the board sport begin?
Yeah. So I've been interested in skateboarding pretty much my whole life. Well, for as long as I can really remember. Skateboarding, just anything really. And I grew up going to the skate park pretty much every day after school. And I've also really liked filmmaking for a long time. I used to just use my parents' camera and go film these little skits with my friends. And then I guess at some point, I started making skate videos, just like little edits. Mm-hmm. And then they transferred into being more of a vlogish kind of video. And yeah, I guess my passions of skateboarding, board sports, and filming just kind of came together.
And YouTube.
So how'd you get into like skateboarding though? Like for a kid in the US, you grow up and you see like, oh, I'm going to play soccer, I'm going to play football, I'm going to do this type of stuff. And usually it's maybe 1 out of 10 kids gets a skateboard when they're growing up and they kind of go off in that direction. But the typical normal thing here is you play one of those big organized team sports. Individual sports are maybe not as popular as encouraged. What pushed you into the board sport specifically?
I mean, I did all of those team sports as well. I used to play soccer.
Oh, yeah?
Soccer. Yeah, soccer, some rugby. In New Zealand, we have rugby. And I don't know what it was about skateboarding. I guess a lot of my friends skateboarded at school. So we would all, and I used to have this little skateboard. They used to have like proper, I guess for you guys, it would be like Walmart skateboards.
Okay.
I used to have one of those, and they used to have these proper ones, and I just really wanted to ride around and hang out, and go skate with my friends. I guess that's how I got into it. Maybe it was like Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he changed the era, right? He got kind of mainstream skateboarding and became not such a background sport and kind of a subculture to the main culture that we see today, right? You play him on a video game, why not chase the dream of being a professional skateboarder? Or just get out and do something fun. So obviously you're skateboarding, making some films. How did you come across that love of film? Like, what was it that drove you to it? Was it because you loved watching movies, or was it something your parents introduced you to, or is it just something you happened upon?
I think it was movies. It's definitely movies. Yeah, I mean, my earlier films, they used to be kind of action films.
Okay.
Me and my friend, we would make these these bad guys out of cardboard boxes, and we'd just make videos of us beating them up. So with just some music in the background that we have on on a like CD player that would just press play on.
It seems like you've had this affinity for cardboard, right? Because you have a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
cardboard on your channel. I see where it
Yeah.
comes from now. That's awesome. That's so awesome.
It's great resourcefulness. That's one thing I love about watching your channel is you put things together in such an interesting way. Like such simple, basic materials can come together into a really, really cool thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
apparent with your description of that video too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think I still have that video somewhere. I might try find it one day.
Yeah. Post it up when you hit 1 million subs. You know, this is where
Yeah.
I begin.
Just that video, nothing else.
Yeah.
Me beating up cardboard box.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So what is if just an kind of related but unrelated? What would be your favorite film? You know, today. What do you like to watch?
Like my favorite movie.
Yeah, movie.
Oh, what
Yeah,
is
I was
it?
asked that question the other day and had a really hard time answering it too.
Yeah.
No idea.
I mean, I used to. There's a lot of films, but I've been telling people when I get asked this question, I really like The Conjuring Part 2.
Okay.
It's a horror movie, but it's like, have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen that.
I can't say I have. I haven't seen the
It's-
first one either.
It's a horror movie, but it actually has a story, and it's like a good story.
Okay.
And like, I just think it's a really good movie.
I'll check it out. I mean, watching movies, horror movies with my wife is an interesting experience. She
Yeah.
likes to wear noise canceling headphones sometimes. So,
Yeah.
but
Dude,
I'll
I
check
love
it out.
horror movies.
Yeah, I'm a fan too. I think it's a great genre to, but it's interesting that you say that because they typically lack a storyline or something like that. Where this one
Yeah.
has, I'll have to check it out. I'll give it a
Yeah.
watch tonight maybe.
Yeah.
I like that you make the effort to make film references in your videos too,
Yeah.
like the Big Z surfing championship references were
Oh, the
cracking
Big
me
Z
up.
Memorial Surf.
Yes, so funny.
Surf's Up. That's another really good movie.
That is a good movie. I love that movie.
Oh, so
There's some
good. I
good
didn't realize how
cameos in the
good it-
movie.
Yeah, I didn't realize how good it was until I watched it last year, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like this is better than I thought it was. Like the animation's really good, and like how it's all done in a documentary kind of way.
Yeah,
I didn't
you're
realize
so
that when I was a
right.
kid. Yeah.
Have you seen this movie, Mike?
I haven't seen this movie, but
You got to watch this movie.
Surfs. I got 2 movies to watch now. I'm gonna write that down.
You should
Surf's
watch
Up
Surf's
should
Up
be the
before The
priority there.
Conjuring. I like
Okay.
that. Yeah, Surf's Up's
It's-
really good.
So is The Conjuring now below Surfs Up on your scale?
It really depends, man. It's like, yeah, depends on the day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you go through phases, and I tend to go through genres and get like really deep down a particular genre, and then get sick of that and move into something else. It's totally the opposite.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same with music, eh?
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
seem to be a big fan of music too, right? I noticed that
Yeah.
you wear a lot of music T-shirts in your YouTube videos.
Yep. Yeah, I got a lot of band T-shirts, and I actually study a little bit about the band in case someone questions me about it.
Nice. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
'cause old people like to do that.
Who have you been
In the
studying up
comment
on
section,
recently?
right?
Oh, they'll say like, "Oh, you wear a Joy Division shirt. What's your favorite Joy Division song?" Then I'll tell them some like really obscure one, which like I bet they don't even know. You know, Atmosphere by Joy Division. That'll catch them off guard. They'll be like, "Whoa, I don't even know that one."
Like, are you a true fan?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're growing up in Auckland, kind of getting into these sports, right? Finding a love for film, getting away from the traditional sports. And then 8 years ago, you decide to upload a video on a platform called YouTube.
Yep.
How did this all come together? What was the process that led up to saying I'm making these skate edits, which your first video was a snowboard video, but how did it get onto YouTube?
Well, that's the thing. This channel isn't actually my first channel.
Oh,
Oh,
I
really?
actually have a couple other channels where I uploaded like skateboard videos and all of my previous stuff, which if anyone wants to find it, you can find it on the internet. It's quite easy. But but yeah, no, this channel, it started off as being purely snowboarding,
Mhm.
And
Okay.
I guess wait, what was the question again?
So how did you get onto YouTube? And it sounds like you had
Oh, right.
previously been posting on YouTube before this, on a secondary channel.
I used to I remember when I found YouTube actually. I was watching, do you remember a guy called Fred?
Fred, no.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
I definitely
yeah.
remember Fred.
Yeah. It's like Fred, the annoying orange, Smosh. I used to watch all of those guys, and then I thought, oh, whoa, you can just upload stuff onto this. I'm gonna start uploading my own videos, and I guess I just started doing that, and yeah.
Who was your target audience? Who are you going for at that time? Or was that even
Oh,
a
there
thought
was no target
process?
audience. No, I would upload videos of like Elvin and the Chipmunks, like songs, just the randomest things, all in this one channel.
How old were you when you started uploading to YouTube?
Oh man, maybe around 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Wow, that's
21 now. So,
Okay.
oh wait, no, I was younger than 11, like 7 maybe.
holy cow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Wait,
crazy.
does that make sense? YouTube came around in 2006, right?
About there, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, it would have been around the first kind of years because I remember I was uploading when YouTube had like the star rating instead
Oh,
of thumbs up.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's when I uploaded my first video, and then it changed to thumbs up.
Huh.
Yeah.
Man.
That you're the first person who's brought up that change in YouTube. And
Oh,
we've had a
so
couple
many
people who have been
changes.
on. There's so many changes. And
Yeah.
I guess we can start right into that. It's like, how do you as a creator deal with the changes on YouTube? Like, what does that look like for you? How does it hurt?
I mean, generally, I feel like generally the changes they make on YouTube is for the better. Like at the very beginning, you'll see it and you'll be like, "Oh, that's kind of weird," but then you get used to it and it's like, "Oh, well, this is actually way more. The interface is actually way more friendly for people coming to your channel." And yeah, I quite like the changes.
Yeah,
Like
I guess
they just made a change a couple days ago, where you could put ads on videos, or like mid-roll ads on 8-minute videos rather than 10-minute videos,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
which is
yeah.
I think is really good because now people aren't trying to stretch their videos out to 10 minutes,
Get
which
the content up front.
sometimes I will admit sometimes I did that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a very interesting rule that they had, but it makes more sense, right? And there's so many people that do like 4-minute videos and have 10 million subscribers. It's got to be an interest. How do you put together the BS to make it a 8,
Yeah.
10-minute video?
Yeah.
That is an interesting shift though. So it makes sense though, because it's coming from the largest database in the world, Google. They're just getting all the data. Oh, a lot of people are watching shorter videos. Maybe we should ad roll shorter. So I
Yeah.
like that. I like that perspective that, you like that what they do is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's apparent that now you do think about a target audience. You do think about attracting people to your channel. You've become more cognizant in that sense of the analytics of being a YouTuber and attracting more people, more subscribers. But I don't want to just gloss over that transition from, oh, there's no
Yeah.
target audience whatsoever to, okay, now I'm doing this
Right.
for real. So how did you get from
Okay.
that point A to point B? And really my question I'm looking for is, at what point did you start taking it seriously, and did it switch in your mind from, oh, this is just for fun, no target audience, to I'm going to start taking this for real?
All right. So I finished high school or college in New Zealand. We call it college,
Mhm.
which is funny because you guys call university college.
Yeah.
So, like it's kind of
Yeah,
confusing. But I'll say high school. So I finished high school and I didn't know what to do. So I took a gap year down in Wanaka, which is where the snow is in New Zealand, and like snowboarding.
Mhm.
And I guess I started filming. Well, I was snowboarding and I was making videos, and then I was like, I wonder if I could just make a video every day. And I guess I took that really seriously that first season, and I made a snowboard video every day, and that's when I started taking it serious because I was keen to get the video up every day.
That's really cool that you say that too, because one thing that we've encountered in searching out advice for our podcast, and also sort of giving advice to other people that want to make a change or follow their passion in that way, is be consistent with it and be willing to do it every day, show up, go knock on doors when you need to knock on doors, take no for an answer, like, but just stick with it. So that's really cool to hear you say that. And that was the deciding factor. That was sort of the catalyst into you taking it seriously.
Pretty much. Yeah. And
How
then by the end of that season, YouTube was doing pretty good, and I convinced my parents to let me try do it for a little while longer, and then I started doing all right.
Yeah, at that point, at the end of that season, how did you notice a change in your own YouTube channel from the start of that season when you made that goal to when you completed that goal? What did you notice?
Oh, like I think from the start of the season, I had 300 subscribers. Like that's just kind of, I think they were all Facebook friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the season, I think it was around 10,000.
Wow.
So I was curious to see like what it would do if I just kept going.
That's a huge growth in just one season too. And
Yeah.
how did your skills as a YouTuber enhance? Like, did you get so much better at editing and learn all these skills of like film? I guess you probably just coming from the background of making videos, you already had some film skill. But
Yeah.
how did this season change your YouTube videos?
Well, that very first season, it kind of felt like I had to find a way to make my videos and edit them very fast and in a very what's the word?
Like streamlined?
Yeah, streamlined. Yeah, yeah. Like a very streamlined way of editing, and and then I'll post the video, and then once it's up, I don't look at it and I go straight on to the next one, which is, yeah, I don't do that anymore because I want to put more into my videos. But like in that first season, it was like getting everything down to how I want it, and just making it streamlined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense. That was the goal, was the video every day, not
Yeah.
a great video every day, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll hit some amazing ones, and I'm sure there's some awesome ones. So those were all snowboarding based, and so
Yep.
now you're uploading snowboarding. And about 4 years ago, there's a little bit of a shift that I noticed on your channel, that you started to add a little bit more than just snowboarding content. It was a little bit of vlog style, a lot more skateboarding, a lot more other sports, and kind of day in the life of David and some of that. So what prompted that change?
So that was when I started to do videos every day. That was each video I made was a vlog.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, and I guess at the time I was watching a lot of Casey Neistat,
Yeah.
and that kind of pushed me to make videos every day.
I mean, he's a proponent of
Oh yeah,
put content out there. It doesn't have to be great, just content. And
yeah.
obviously it worked for him, right? And
I think his content's pretty great.
me too. Yeah. I think he got to a streamlined process that he knew what he was putting out. But I would imagine if you look at Casey Neistat in 2006 on YouTube, 2007 on YouTube, was a different person than is now.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're starting. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I listened to a podcast that Casey Neistat was on, and he was saying like each day he would film stuff, but everything he filmed, he knew exactly where it was going to go into the video. So when he did go into editing it, it was actually quite a quick process.
Wow.
So I think he used like 99% of what he filmed.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Yeah, I don't know if that's 100% correct, but I think that's what he said. Something like that. Yeah.
But I feel like he does it so often, and when you're putting at a point there, when you're putting a video out a day, every day for years at a time, you're going to get to the point of like, okay, here's my thought of the video. Here's the 10 clips I need. Here's where they're all going to go. Now I've got to go to all these places in New York to film it. And you kind of put together that process. It's kind of like a shot list for a professional video. You know your shots, you're stitching them together. He knows exactly what he's doing. You become a professional YouTuber, and it's a profession, right? This is the gig. And it's not it. I think a lot of people, when you probably sold it to your parents, they probably had the same thought. Oh, it's just YouTube. Like you don't. What are you going to get from that? But there's a serious side to it. And you treat it that way, so you get the results there. And so you're putting up videos, you're vlogging now. And I guess that makes total sense though. When I'm thinking about it now, reflecting on it, when you're trying to put up a video every day, you probably can't put up a snowboarding content video every day, but like maybe you're going to go into town and get groceries. So let's bring the camera and do something. It makes sense to have some vlogging there.
Yeah, yeah. You know, that first season, that was definitely the toughest one.
And do you
How did you go ahead, Mike?
do you now, is this because to our listeners, David is now in, I don't, are you in the same place?
Yeah, I'm in the same place right now. Yeah.
Oh, so he is now back in where we're referencing to and getting ready for snowboard season now. So is this like an annual thing now? You go there for a certain period of time?
Yeah, pretty much. For the past, I've spent 2 seasons down here, and this would be my third. Well, kind of. I'm kind of down here halfway through the season, but yeah, last year I didn't come down here because I had an injury, but yeah, pretty much an annual thing. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That it's got to be one of the things to look forward to. I mean, I lived at the beach for 2 summers, and it was like the funnest seasons of my life, and I looked forward to it both times. You must get super stoked getting ready to go and get a ton of snowboarding in and see all the friends that you've made in that town.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, yesterday I was just walking around, like surprising everyone.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm back.
That's cool.
This is in like a video coming up, but I surprised my friend Rakai, who's my housemate, I guess, or like one of my really good friends that I'm living with. And I told him, I gave him a call last night, no, 2 nights ago, and I said, dude, they canceled all the flights. I'm not going to be able to make it down. And he was like, he was really bummed. And then I turned up yesterday at the door in like full army gear. like one of those like returning from war soldiers.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then he was really surprised. Yeah. I'm returning from the Great Emu War of Australia. Have you heard about the Emu War?
No, I have not.
It's a real
You gotta tell us about it now.
I think it was a long time ago. I'm not sure when. But the Australians went to war. Like the farmers in Australia went to war with the emus because the emus were eating all of their crops.
Oh my god!
And the emus won.
They won?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You can say that's the Great Emu War.
Terrifying creatures.
That's not the expectation I had going in. I was like, oh, these guys are stomp these emus, but the emus.
Nah. Emus won.
That is ridiculous. That is so ridiculous.
It's pretty good. Funny thing to bring up with Australians.
Yeah. We'll have to talk about that. We have an Australian coming on. I don't know if it'll be appropriate, but
ask him if he was part of the Great Emu War.
I will. I'll ask him for sure.
He would be like, "We don't talk about that."
Like my great grandpappy was a farmer.
Yeah,
he lost a pinky. So you're putting up videos, and this gets us to a really important part of your channel, right? You talked about getting injured, and when you get injured and the main staple of your content is board sports, what do?
Oh, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah. So how did your creative process change there? What was going through your mind?
Yeah. I mean, let's start with how I got injured. So I was down here, actually. I was snowboarding, and I was trying this trick in a half pipe. And I guess I came down flat in the half pipe, and I tore my ACL, which for the people that don't know, your ACL is a ligament in your knee. And if you do it, it kind of, once you get surgery, I guess it takes at least 9 months to get back to what you're doing. Wow. Or at a level of what you're doing. So yeah, I guess I had at least 9 months off just going to the gym, and I couldn't really post any board sport videos. For the first 5 months of those 9 months, I was trying to post board sport videos and trying to keep my channel going in that direction, and it just wasn't working. So then I remembered a while ago I posted a video of a tech deck, and that video did really good. So then I thought, maybe I should start doing this. Since I can't do actual board sports, I can start playing with fingerboards and making videos with fingerboards. And that's when I decided to make a whole week out of just fingerboard videos and see what would happen. And I guess a lot of people really like that.
I'm going to stop you right there. All right.
Yeah.
Ready? So
Yep, that's it.
This is the excitement of fingerboard week, and this is a huge jump in your channel, and it's a shift from our perspective. So, all right, so now you find the tech deck, you start putting together. Why immediately did you go to 1 week?
Well, I was at the same time, PewDiePie was doing this thing called Gaming Week, and he was posting videos every week of him playing games, and I was like, oh, I could do the same thing but for fingerboards. And it's crazy that I came onto a whole bunch of new people that watch my videos, which is strange because I never thought I would get another big spike in audience, I guess. Yeah.
I would have thought that the audience would be relatively the same, right? Skateboarders, snowboarders, surfers, all the same genre, but then there's fingerboarders, but I guess they're very different.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of skateboarders, snowboarders, surfers like against fingerboarding.
Oh wow.
Like they just, I mean, fair enough. I mean, they just don't care about it. Like,
right.
So this is a great chance for me to ask the question I wanted to ask you most, which is going to ask you to compare fingerboarding to actual board sports, because I do not fingerboard at all, but from an outsider's perspective, I can totally see how there would be great benefit to it and that would transition into your actual board sports skills. Like whether that is just creative inspiration, like I want to try that trick now out in real life, or actually breaking down the physics of a trick with a skateboard and thinking, okay, if I'm doing this with my fingers to get it to flip and twist that way, this is what I got to do with my feet. What is your experience with that from having experience in both of those now, making videos about both of them, being able to do both of them, so many board sports? How has your finger skateboarding, finger surfing, finger snowboarding affected your real life board sports?
I mean, I've never actually really thought of it like that. I've never thought of like using a fingerboard to learn how to actually skate, that's quite interesting that you bring that up, because I guess it would work. Because I actually saw John Hill posted a video about using fingerboards to learn how to skate the other day. But yeah, I've never really thought of that. I've just they've been separate things to me.
Yeah, and I think of it sometimes too, like if I'm sitting on a beach. I was in Florida a few weeks ago, and Florida surf in the summertime is very flat. Always. It's just like a lake. So summertime surfing in Florida is maybe you get some half-meter surf, like shin high, but at the most it's mostly beach break. So I'm sitting there on the beach the whole time wanting to surf, knowing I can, and thinking, man, I would love one of those remote control surfers right now to just play around in the beach break, or like a fingerboard, something like that. Because it's like when you don't have the chance to actually go do one of those sports, that's what I was sort of getting at. At the very least, it's like creative inspiration. It's like, I can at least just conceptualize and think about, and that imagery of it, for me at least, does something, and I can see how it would benefit other athletes. I wasn't sure if you had any experience.
I mean, I'm sure that's probably happening somewhere in my mind. Like if I'm using it, like, oh, whoa, I could probably do that, but I've never consciously thought about it, I guess.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I did remake one of my local skate parks into a fingerboard park, and I guess I was trying to do tricks on that I thought would be cool to do in real life, but I would never do them. I'm not that good at skating.
Yeah, that's super cool though. That's exactly what I was thinking.
When you built
awesome.
it, did you think of any like new lines that might work really well in the park? Because when I watched that video, they're pretty close to like reality and scale.
Yeah, close enough to think of lines.
Yeah. Did any come to mind when you were doing it?
Yeah, I thought of a couple. Like, I think of lines that would be good for people that are way better than me at skating.
You're pretty good.
Oh, not good enough for these lines, man.
Oh yeah.
Like-
But I guess that makes sense though. So it could translate pretty well across that medium.
Yeah, yeah.
So now you're in fingerboard week, and fingerboard week is a video every day, and typically you upload once a week. But here you're uploading Monday through Friday, or also Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, 7 videos, so Monday to Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much preparation goes into that?
For the first, how many have I done? I've done 5. Yeah, I've done 5. So for the first 4 of them, I spent a week before releasing the first video working on all the videos, maybe getting all of them half done. So then during the next week, I can complete each video and upload it. So yeah, usually I'd take a week off of YouTube before that week. But for this latest one that I did, Fingerboard Week Part 5, I took 2 weeks off to prepare all of the videos because I did 2 weeks in a row.
Oh wow.
So 14 videos. So I had to prepare like a lot of each video for a lot. Well, I don't want to say half because a lot of them I actually completed each video.
Wow.
So yeah, I prepared 14 videos before uploading the first one, which was pretty tricky.
Yeah, and I'm sure do you like matrix it out on like a spreadsheet or something saying like this video is going to launch this day, this day, this day. So
Yeah.
you like themes, and that's like some serious business.
There's a lot of planning in that one.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. And so now you're at 14 days. Are you going to do a fingerboard month?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to take a month off the previous month to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so
Who knows?
let's talk about the creative process behind the channel, and then obviously fingerboard week. So as you build up, right, your creative process is, from my perspective, pretty clear, but I'd love to hear it from you. How do you think of a video when you get the idea? What is it when you break it down, saying, okay, I got the idea, how do I make it happen, to uploading and editing?
I mean, it's quite straightforward actually. I mean, I have a whole list of ideas that I've written on my phone. So I think of ideas, put them on my phone, and then I guess for Fingerboard Week, I'll go through the whole list that I've been compiling for months, and I'll pick out the 7 best videos, and I guess I'll just go do them.
Right.
If I have to get cardboard, I'll go buy some cardboard and just do it. Yeah.
And so on the list, you're saying like, build my local skate park out of cardboard. So then you'd be like, all right, I'm going to go get some cardboard at Bunnings Warehouse, which I think is hilarious. The intros to it are great. And so you go, no, you don't go to Bunnings for cardboard.
No, I go to the warehouse.
The warehouse.
Which is, yeah.
Which is a craft store. But hey.
No, the warehouse is not a craft store. The warehouse is pretty much New Zealand's Walmart.
Oh, that's awesome. It's called the warehouse.
Yeah, just the warehouse.
That's awesome. So you go and you grab your cardboard, and then you come home and you just start cutting cardboard, laying stuff out.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done there's no templates really for any of the parks that I do. I just kind of do them all off the top of my head, really. Yeah.
Yeah, where did you develop these crafting skills, with lack of a better term? It's very impressive what you make. Like I mentioned before, the resourcefulness and just making it from very basic things like cardboard and concrete and styrofoam and stuff that I can go get at Walmart or the warehouse.
I mean, it all started with that cardboard man that I made to beat up.
I was just going to say, Drew, did you not listen in the beginning of the podcast?
And then I would make like pretty much all of my props for my really old videos out of cardboard. Like I'd have like cardboard guns and like cardboard lightsabers. And I guess, I started making stuff, just craft stuff, since I was really young, like maybe 5 years old.
Wow.
And I've always been all right at it. Yeah.
Is your mom or dad into crafting?
Nah. No,
No.
I don't
It's
know where
just-
I got it from.
Just came out of like the necessity. You're like, hey, I need a gun for this scene I'm about to do in my action film I'm making.
Yep.
I have this old shoebox. I'm gonna do it here.
Or
Exactly,
years
yeah.
later, I need a surfboard, so I'm just going to go buy the materials and make one myself. That's very
Yeah.
impressive. That's a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the most ambitious project I've done so far was probably the homemade snowboard, which I made.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
that was very technical.
yeah, like there's not really any instructions on the internet of like how to make a homemade snowboard. Like surfboards, like there's so many videos of like how to shape your own board and stuff. Skateboard, I mean, there's a couple, and it's like, I guess it's fairly simple. It's just yeah, but the
Mhm.
snowboard, that was a tricky one because I had to go
Especially 'cause
make
you gotta get that metal edge, right?
yeah the metal edge, fiberglass, all of these bits. I had to make the mold for it, which is massive, and yeah, it was just a lot of stuff.
Was that the first mold you've ever made?
Yeah, first proper big one. Yeah.
But you had made molds for fingerboards before that.
Yeah, yeah.
But the scale now is significantly
big.
larger. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
when you rode the handmade, obviously the handmade surfboard ride, pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
And then does the handmade the snowboard?
It rides all right. It's not the best. If you're riding it in powder, it's good because
Okay.
it's just you don't really need an edge or anything. It doesn't really matter what you're riding. You can ride a circle in powder and it's fine. But like yeah, on hard pack like the trails, it's not the greatest. No.
Just
Yeah.
because it doesn't hold a true edge.
Yeah, no, I think I did the edge a bit wrong.
Okay.
So yeah,
I mean, it is a super ambitious video to make. I mean, I don't even know where I would start. Drew and I actually made Drew made more of it in college. He made a board. We made a board together.
Oh,
A
sick.
surfboard, yeah.
Also did not work.
Did not
Oh,
work.
no.
No. We should have made a YouTube video. It would have been hilarious. You sat about neck high on it. It was an Aaliyah board, so it was like we tried to do the finless.
Oh, well, like fully out of wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, fully out of wood, just
Okay.
flat, just a flat plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like really hard to ride, wouldn't it?
Very much so.
Yes.
And we were trying to ride
Yes,
it in
indeed.
Florida surf. So
Yeah.
first off, not the best surf. Second off, yeah, we might
Yeah.
have done it wrong. But
It might have been like it might be like a really good Aaliyah board. You just need like a proper like experienced Aaliyah rider.
yes.
Who knows where it is now, though? I have no idea where
I
that
have
thing
no
is.
idea. I've tried to track it down. Rob Machado, if you're listening, we'd love to collab.
He's just been
But
riding
yeah,
every day.
Yeah.
Mike and I, that's how our friendship started, was through surfing. So I definitely wanted to ask you about your dive into surfing, because that seems to be your most recent undertaking in board sports from your channel
Yep.
perspective, at least.
Yeah. When did I start surfing? Yeah, I mean, you can see my whole surf progression through my videos because I started my very first surfing, like my very first attempt at surfing in my videos. And I think that was in 2017 or 18.
Mm-hmm.
But I just finished my first season down here snowboarding, and I got back to Auckland, and I wanted something to do that wasn't skateboarding for some reason. I was like, and I guess a lot of my friends surf, so picked up surfing and gave it a go, and I loved it.
I'm surprised you held off that long, because in my mind, New Zealand looks like it gets amazing waves quite consistently.
Yeah,
Comparatively,
why.
at least to living in
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't surf earlier. I wish I did, but yeah.
Something I wanted to ask you, as also a board rider in a sense. I don't skateboard too much anymore, but I did at one time, and I've surfed more now, although very infrequently since I'm landlocked, but I've never snowboarded. How do you envision the three in your own mind, and how you relate to them or connect to them in different ways? How do you compare them in your own head?
Are you asking me like which ones I find the best, or like my favorite ones?
No, not necessarily. Like how do you relate personally to each one?
Okay.
Like I like surfing a whole lot personally because I love the experience of just being out there and floating. And I like the quiet when you're out behind the break, when you're out in the lineup. It's nice.
Yeah.
I like rock climbing because that is more intense. It's way more challenging to me, and I like
Okay.
that. I like that difficult aspect of it. How do you envision those three sports that you focused on?
Yeah. I mean, it. I guess I started out skateboarding, so skateboarding is always going to be, I don't know, a really cool one. But I don't know, it's really changed over the years. I used to really like skateboarding, and then I liked snowboarding, and then I'll go back to really liking skateboarding. But I think a lot of my a lot of the reason why I like snowboarding is the people down here. Because here in Wanaka, it's this really small town, but it's just full of everyone, and we're all friends with each other, which I think is really cool. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really like snowboarding. But then I started surfing, and now surfing's on the same level as snowboarding because of what you said. Like, just I think it's just so different, and it's I feel like it's more satisfying. It's such a
Yeah,
satisfying sport.
it is too. I love the aspect that it's it's a moving element that you're interacting with, whereas like rock or snow is more stationary. Snow can move obviously, and it moves
Mm,
in reaction to you, but it's not itself in motion, in constant motion, whereas the ocean constantly is. And I think you sort of
mm,
tap into something different with that, at least for me.
mm.
But I think all three sports share the same thing that you're looking for, and I think it's that sense of community, which
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
skateboarding, you go to a skate park, the 98.5% of the time you go to the skate park, if you are a terrible skateboarder, people are still going to be friendly and kind to you. You don't show up and people are like, get out of here, this is for black diamond skateboarders only. I've had the same feeling surfing 98% of the time. Let's go to Sebastian Inlet on a really good day. There's always some kind of jerk who's like, this is for locals only.
Yeah.
But you find a spot and you paddle out and you're by yourself or you're with your buddies. Like Drew and I, we'd surf as much as we could in college with all of our friends, and we would just do it together. And there was that sense of community getting out with those guys. Snowboarding for you, it sounds like it's the same way. You go to Wanaka. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you go
No,
there.
you are. Yeah.
You have all the guys that you're hanging out with, guys and girls, and everyone's there. It's a community that you're growing together. You're getting
Yeah.
better in the sport together, and you're just having fun.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes total sense. And once when you start the sports like that, and then you go into surfing, and the community is the same. And the coolest thing for me about surfing, and which is not so much the sense that I have skateboarding and or on snowboarding, I can go out on a longboard on a 2 foot day and have arguably just as much fun as surfing on a 6 to 8 foot day and like on a shortboard.
Oh
I
yeah, those are
can't.
my favorite days.
Yeah, I
I don't
can't
ride big
do that.
waves.
No, not yet, not yet. But I
No,
can't do
not
that
yet.
on a snowboard. I can't go on like a crappy condition day when it's super icy and there's nothing happening. I can't get there and have as much fun as I would have on a powder day. It just
That's
doesn't
true.
work that way. That's the
Yeah.
one thing that's missing for me in that sense. But at the same time, the coolest part about snowboarding for me is you go to those mountain towns. There's always something else to do. You can always get yourself into some kind of other trouble.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's good, especially with the people you're with, I'm sure. So that kind of goes to one of the coolest things that Drew brought up to me on your channel is you live in a place unlike anywhere else in the world where you can do all three board sports in the same day. You can snowboard,
Yeah.
surf, and skateboard all in the same day in totally different climates. What's that like?
Well, I mean, like the growing up question, it's been the normal for me for my whole life.
Right.
So I don't really know
Yeah, and
what to compare it to. Yeah,
that's so interesting. Like being from the Midwest, it's like, okay, if I want to surf, I got to drive 8 hours.
Yeah.
At
If
least.
I want to snowboard, like
Right.
really snowboard or ski, I got to drive 12, 16 hours out west.
Yeah.
Skateboarding,
I mean, like,
got skateboarding, but
Yeah, I mean, where I live in Auckland, if this like, there's always somewhere to surf because if like it's only an hour coast to coast, so if the surf sucks on the east coast, you just drive to the west coast,
Oh my
and
gosh.
usually there's some waves on either coast. So,
That's awesome. I mean,
yeah,
I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm 2.5 hours to Jersey.
I'll just drive to the west coast.
Yeah, yeah. I've driven from Florida to Seattle with my dad.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah. And then I just drove back. My wife and I got married. I landed in Newark, she got off the plane and came to our house that we're in now. I flew to Seattle, packed our house, and then it got picked up by a mover. And then me and my dad
Uh,
drove. My dad came back with us from the wedding. He flew back out to Seattle, and then we drove back again. So
oh
twice
wow.
across the country.
Okay. How
Yeah.
long does that take?
We did it in 4 days. We had 2 dogs the
Okay.
second time, and we did it in 4 days the first time with one dog. So we
Yeah.
doubled our dogs on the way back. But it was fun, dude. It's an awesome trip. I would love to. The United States is, because of how big it is, it's such a cool place that there's so many different areas to see. I'd love to spend more time and make it more enjoyable to drive around.
Oh, the US has everything.
Yeah. Well, you could
You guys
fly
got
out. You
yeah.
could go to New York, drive the coast, surf the whole coast. Then you could drive the southern route to Texas and hit all those wave parks across the way. You know, hit the wave park
Yeah.
in Texas, Arizona. Then you're in Southern California. You could drive up the coast, go all the way up to Seattle.
Mm.
See
And the
that?
skate parks in America are so good.
Yeah. Well, it
That's what I've
depends.
noticed about like skate parks in America are so good compared to anywhere else.
Depends on where you are.
Oh, okay.
Very much so. I think the skate parks are the same across there. If you go to, like, I'm sure in Auckland, there's an awesome skate park in like the city center.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, like, you go to Philadelphia, there's great skate parks in downtown Philadelphia because there's a populace. But I think, where I am in Allentown, the skate park is like more made by the skaters than it
Oh,
is by
okay.
the city. So
One of those ones, right?
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I would say there's some amazing skate parks. Actually, there's some awesome skate parks that I would like pass when I was working in Idaho.
Mm.
In Sun Valley, there's this amazing skate park. So sick. There's a great one in Bozeman too, in Montana. No idea why, but yeah,
You
there's some
gotta
cool ones.
skate.
Yeah, I wish. I never
Yep,
brought my
that's
board,
right.
but I did get to skate Burnside in Portland. That was pretty
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
It's a great
Ah,
skate park.
cool.
That one's like a man-made one too. We're off topic.
Yeah.
So we could talk about that for a while. So that injury shifted your channel drastically, right? What
Yep.
was it like? And we've heard this. So you have 14 videos with over 1 million views. Let's ask first question. 14 videos with over 1 million views.
Mm.
What was it like when your first video hit 1 million?
Oh, it was amazing. I never thought that would happen. My first video to hit 1 million was, oh man, what was it? It was
I can pull your channel up.
yeah. Hold on, let me just find out. Once I see it, I'll know what it is. Oh, it was the grass snowboard video. I
Oh,
think
okay.
that was my first video to hit 1 million views, which is crazy because before I did Fingerboard Week, I think that was my only video for 1 million views.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of the other videos that have 1 million views now came from after that, after the first Fingerboard Week.
Right. And those are 10 easy fingerboard tricks, huge
Yep.
fingerboard skate park out of Tech Deck, fingerboard
Yep.
skate park out of Tech Deck, DIY concrete skateboard park,
Yeah.
the grass snowboard, which is a pretty crazy cool concept. I think we want to talk about that. 5 easy DIY skateboard obstacles, finger surfing, which we can talk about that one as well. Then your DIY skate park in one day, snowboard made of ice, finger snowboard, DIY paper, my fingerboard collection, DIY old school fingerboard, and then your $400 fingerboard unboxing from Black River. That's pretty
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
14 videos over 1 million that's awesome.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And
I
so
didn't even realize. I mean, every now and then I have a look, but Yeah.
What's our job?
I
Is to
remember.
bring it
I
up to
thought
you, right?
it feels like last month I like just hit 1 million views on my grass snowboard video.
I mean, that was 2 years ago you made that video.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and so like when you uploaded it, what's it like when it starts to really create traction? Like, you know, you're watching it and it gets to 25,000 really quick. And how often are you looking at it? You're like, holy crap, it's at 500,000.
Yeah. I mean, for those ones that have already hit 1 million, I mean, I don't really look at them a whole lot, but I guess for the new videos that I upload, I have a look at them like all day. Like it's always on my mind. Like, how's the video doing? Is it doing good? Do I need to change the thumbnail or the title to make it perform better? Yeah, it's a very constant thing.
And
And
so
if
are
a
you-
video like does bad or like it's not doing as good as the previous video, I mean, I don't want to get bummed out, but it's hard not to get bummed out. It's like, oh man. But then it kind of pushes you to do better for the next one.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what do you do to keep your spirits up? Because doing it for 8 years, certainly you've
Yeah.
come to times when it's been a bit discouraging, or you've gotten feedback that you might not have hoped for. How do you
I mean,
face that
yeah.
anxiety?
I mean, 8 years, it's not 8 years of like fully going for it. That's like,
True.
I started fully pursuing YouTube in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah.
Still though,
tried.
3 years at it for real.
That's
I mean, hate comments. I mean, like, yeah, I'm not too bad with them. Like, like it is what it is.
yeah, and you're gonna get them no matter what. And what we've kind
yeah.
of heard, and I'd love to see if you feel this. Once you hit that threshold of, if you have 377,000 subscribers, once you kind of hit the 500,000 views, you start to bring in people who aren't used to who you are. They're not really connected to your channel, and that's when the hate commentary increases. Do you see that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But like,
I mean-
if you're not getting hate comments, I think you're doing something wrong.
Right. So do you respond to all your comments?
I try to. I try to. During fingerboard week, it's really hard because I have to hustle and get all the videos done.
Right.
But right now, I think I'm trying to reply to all of them, unless they're like really super hateful. Then
Yeah.
I just won't. Yeah.
We got our first hate comment a couple months ago. Yeah, it was great.
That's good.
It was great. The
Yeah.
guy
It
said
is-
that
it is
he
good.
said, "LOL, you have 6 subscribers," and I said, "Thanks, we love all 6."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
it was great.
That's not a bad hate comment.
No, that was our.
There's more to come.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. But you know, it was weird because the first couple ones we were recording all the video on the podcast, but that wasn't the true medium we were doing, and we're only interviewing YouTubers. So it was like, oh crap, we should probably have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, right.
Come to this realization. So we made one, but yeah, I don't know where we were going, but so you have 14 videos over 1 million. Collaborating is somewhat something you do, but it's more so internally with the friends that you have in your area and where you're at.
Yeah.
Do you ever collaborate with other subscribers when you travel?
Yeah. I have a whole group of, well, right now they're friends, but when I first met them, it was like a collaboration kind of situation. And that was with these snowboard YouTubers. One of them's called Snowboard Pro Camp, Kevin. The other one's TJ. They're kind of like, yeah, they are the snowboard guys on YouTube. And when I first met them, it was just a kind of a collaboration. But then as of right now, I think I've gone on so many trips with them, and it's really just a friendship now. It's not like, oh, let's do this for business. It's like
Right.
yeah, let's hang out. Let's go just do stuff for fun.
And so
And I've also collaborated with, who else? I've done some collaborations. Sometimes I'll like video call someone, or like someone. There's a bunch of other fingerboard YouTubers that I'll like contact and put them in videos sometimes.
do you ever do, because of quarantine, have you done like a Zoom meeting game of skate?
No, not yet, but that is something which is on my list of ideas. Actually, yeah.
You should Zoom meeting Sam Tabor. Do skate again.
Yeah. I actually I've been talking to him on messages actually.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
right on. That's awesome.
He's one of the nicest guys you're gonna meet. Like we had a great time talking to him.
Yeah.
And I gotta ask about meeting Jamie O'Brien.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite
Oh,
YouTubers to watch.
Oh, he's sick. Yeah. So earlier this year, I was in Japan, and we were staying in this little community of houses. And I was watching one of Jamie's video because he happened to be in Japan at the same time as me. And in his video, he had this drone shot of his house, or of like the drone going up from his house. And while it was going up, I saw the car that we had. I was like, "Whoa, that looks like our car." It's like, "That looks like our house."
No
And I was
way.
like, "Whoa, that means we must be in the exact same community." So I sent him a message on Instagram, and I'm like, "Yo, are you in?" Like, well, actually, no. I started off by saying like, "Yo, you're in Japan. We should hang out." And he's like, "Yeah, man, let's do it." And then I sent him another one. I was like, "Dude, I think you like live next to us." And then he's like, "Really?" And then he sent me his address. And then I walked out of the house. And I pretty much just looked to the left, and he's just right there.
No
He's
way.
like, "Yo, David." And I was like, "No way. You're right there. You've been there this whole time." Yeah. And then I went and hang out with them, played cards with them all night. And yeah.
Wow.
That's so cool. I love that story. That's
it was
awesome.
crazy.
Yeah, that's extremely serendipitous.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
No other way to say
Definitely
that.
something. I wasn't expecting to meet him on that trip.
No, and what was it like meeting Jamie? Was it fun?
Oh, real fun. Super nice guy.
Seems like he's a super chill guy. It's always interesting when you meet someone that you've kind of like watched and looked up to and kind of,
Mhm.
you know, you always
Yeah.
wanted to live up to the expectation. I think he would. So
I mean, he's like, I feel like he's very much the same as he is in his videos.
yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's like the same guy, has that laugh, like the no, it's like kind of a high pitched kind of laugh.
Yep.
So
That's cool.
one thing that I've noticed you started to add, and I don't know when you did this. I didn't. You could probably tell me. You started to add some comedy skit to the video
Right.
format. And why is that? Is that something you're looking to do? Is that like a route that you'd like to be a stand-up comedian, or is it just to
No,
make it fun? You know?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I guess when I did my injury, I started watching this guy called David Dobrik.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yep.
you've heard of him. You probably have. He's super big.
Yeah,
And
he's
I thought he was, yeah, and he's like super funny. And I was like, "Oh, whoa, I have friends and they're funny." So I started just adding these little bits into my videos like that, I guess inspired by him. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
And it's been really fun. Yeah.
And so when you were honing in the skills, you told me on our pre-call that you use Skillshare to like.
Nope. That's,
Oh.
I mean, no, that was just a sponsorship. That
Oh,
was just
okay.
a brand deal on one of my videos. Yeah.
Never mind then.
Okay.
I thought you had used it to like actually enhance it. It's pretty awesome though. The fun. I think your friends are funny. Adds a little bit of like who you are into the video, which really resonates with us as viewers. That this is the true person, right? Like, hey,
Yeah.
I have all these funny characters, and I like that you bring them in other places. It's pretty funny.
I also think it shows how when facing difficult situations, when facing adversity, you can use your creativity to sort of bring in other ideas that maybe wouldn't have occurred to you before, like fingerboarding, like doing all the DIY fingerboard stuff, like bringing in your friends for more comedic effect and more personalization in your channel. In that same mindset, how are you approaching current difficult situations and current adversities that might be affecting your YouTube channel and your content that you're putting out?
What, like the big bad virus going around?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. In New Zealand, like obviously it's very different each place around the world, but in New Zealand it's been very good. Like for the past over 100 days, like we've been pretty much just normal. Like we can go outside just without a mask and just live our lives as normal, which I understand is very different in other countries. So honestly, it hasn't really been a huge change here. Yeah.
Other than the lockdown itself.
Other than the lockdown, yeah. But
Yeah.
that was for the first I think we went into lockdown for, how long was it? Like 17 days?
Wow.
Oh no, it was a whole month. It was 4 weeks. Yeah. 5 weeks. Yeah.
And then you guys were, this is unrelated to what we want to talk about, but you guys are also
Yeah.
like one of the only countries in the world that had a 0 infection rate after that. You did it
Yeah.
right.
After that lockdown, we came out of lockdown when we hit a 0, I think,
Wow.
or like a couple days of 0. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
So-
it's pretty. Yeah.
So now, as you are transitioning to snowboard season, and when you come out of that, what's the channel going to look like in the future for you? What's it going to look like over the next 6 months? Is there another fingerboard week that our listeners should be excited for? You know, what other projects do you have that you want to talk about?
So I'm actually generally with my fingerboard weeks, I don't really tease the next one. I kind of keep people in suspense as like if they want to find out. But for this latest one, I have been saying, because I don't want people to be like leaving comments like, "Oh, we want this." Like, do fingerboard week part 6. So I just said I'm planning on doing another one in December,
Okay.
which will give me, because I need time to think of ideas. Because when I do it, I want it to be ideas that are worth doing, I guess.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, I could make a fingerboard. I feel like I could make a fingerboard video every day if I wanted to, but it might end up being not that awesome. so, so yeah, I want to make sure that it's good, and so I think it'll probably drop around December. I'll probably start working on it in October.
oh,
Have you?
Oh, November, not
I'm-
October. November.
so I'd say that's pretty early.
Yeah.
He's going to start working on the full month of fingerboarding. Get ready.
Yeah.
I'm thinking now of your creativity and your craftiness with making arts and crafts, and I'm wondering, have you ever seen the YouTube channel called Gels Marble Runs, or it might be Jelly's Marble Runs? It's spelled Jelles. You should check these guys out. They make very complicated marble run tracks, but what
Okay.
impresses me so much about their videos is the level of detail and effort they put into like background scenes, and they make it almost like an Olympic setting. So they have just these whole background scenes that they have elaborately set up with stands full of marbles organized in the different teams by color, stuff like that. It's very cool.
Oh, I have to check them out.
It's super addicting. You're going to go down this YouTube rabbit hole tonight if you watch it. That's going to, I guess, today.
Yeah.
Different time zones. But yeah, Drew texted me at like 10 one night. I watched it till like.
But I'm thinking like for videos that are on sort of that miniature scale of scaling down something real life to that miniature scale, theirs is so impressive to me. I was blown away by the execution. Really cool.
No, those marble run videos, I haven't really seen a bunch of them, but I can definitely see how I could get sucked down a rabbit hole of those.
Yeah,
they narrate it too. He narrates it as if it were like
a
an
race
Olympic event. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. And it's just so many levels of execution that you're like, wow, that sounds crazy on paper, but when it all comes together, this is incredible. This is a really cool project.
And he talks like stats. He talks like stats about like
Oh, really?
2 years ago. He's like, the Cat Eye team 2 years ago, they were in 3rd place in this event, and they're making an epic comeback. They could be it's hilarious. Just I think the narration is what gets it going for me. It's just like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
How about any personal plans or personal goals for you outside your YouTube channel?
Oh, I guess because I did my ACL and my knee, I guess it's just getting back to the level that I was doing stuff earlier. So like going snowboarding, getting all my tricks back, skateboarding, getting all my tricks back, and just becoming more confident with my knee, I guess.
Yeah. And stay tuned for December. We definitely will. Like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, get involved. Listen every week, or if it's fingerboard week, every day for 7 days. Check out his merch. We'll put a link in the bio for that. And then stay tuned.
I do want to say something. So I've actually come out. I've never done this before, really, unless I was uploading videos every day. But I've come out with a new kind of upload schedule, I guess.
Okay.
So pretty much, I'm uploading for me, it's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But for people in America, it's going to be every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday, Tuesday,
Yeah.
Thursday. Oh,
So I'm
cool.
going to try to stick to that upload schedule, and which will probably, I mean, that's going to be 3 videos a week.
Wow, that's a game changer because that changes your whole creative schedule. That's like what are you gonna do for 3 videos? That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a good change.
I think so, and I think that's
Yeah.
a plan on like how do you grow the channel. Obviously, there's like a bunch of different theories on that, but consistency and frequency happen to be some of them. So you already have consistency down. Now, if
Yeah.
you add frequency to it, it could grow that channel very quickly.
I
So
need to get back into like almost like the state that I was in that very first season, where I was just like grinding and getting the videos out every day. But now it's just every 3 days, so each video can be as good as it can be within that time frame. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm
it's
working
cool
on.
to hear you balance those 2 things.
Yeah, I feel like for YouTube, it's so hard for a perfectionist to be big on YouTube. There's no way you can survive if you upload. I mean, obviously there are guys that upload videos every like once a month, and their videos do amazing.
Yep.
But if you want to be a vlogger, like perfection is just something you can't be looking for. It's got to be as good as you can get it in the time frame.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's like the
That's awesome.
the other side is that Mark Rober model where it's like once a month he puts out a killer video, but it's 2 years in the making or something.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be following you, David.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Fun stuff to watch.
Yeah, we'll link all of his information. So Instagram, his merch website, and then his YouTube, obviously in the bio down below. Stay tuned for Fingerboard Week in December, as well as he's got some other things in the works we didn't talk about, but it could be his voice in your ears sometime soon.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So check it out. Thanks so much for coming on, man. It was total pleasure.
Thank you, David.
Talking to you.
Thank you for letting me come onto your podcast. This is actually the first podcast that I've been in talking live like this.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, cool.
it's been a new experience for me. Yeah.
Well, if there's anything we can do to help you on your side, let us know. We're always around.
Thanks.
Yeah. So look forward to catching up soon. We'll put you on our schedule probably, as a follow-up real quick. 377, 125,000 more in your 500. That'll be a blink of the eye. So maybe like 750 we'll talk.
Sick.
Catch up. Yeah, man.
Thanks, David.
Plan on meeting us in New York City. I'd love to.
Yeah, of course. When the world's back to normal, definitely.
When the world is in a normal state. Thanks so much.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me. Yeah.